Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, Shway, crispy, Irie? Let's get on to this episode of Unpopular Opinions. Asking people what they do for work is a terrible icebreaker. I don't think it is. I think you kind of generally want to bond with someone on a level when you know that they're doing something with themselves. Because you kind of need to know in some small ways what they do for work. It's kind of an important fact to kind of know if that person is someone you can see yourself potentially vibing with down the line. Because that person has to have the vibe. If they don't really match what you want in terms of criteria, what you're looking for, then that person isn't really going to cut it. If their job description is, say, they're unemployed and they ain't doing nothing with their life, then you're kind of thinking to yourself, but what have you really been doing with yourself these past times? Now, there's nothing wrong with someone being unemployed. People could be unemployed for quite some reasons. They've probably lost their job. They probably just had some health scares and something like that has occurred along the ways. Those are valuable reasons. You know what I mean? Or someone could have just, caused problems at work and just been let go of because they were problematic. So those are quite a few reasons why they can be acceptable. But for someone who, let's say, is just chosen just to be out of work just because they can't be bothered, then you're tending to think of them and you're kind of thinking to yourself, that really isn't going to cut it. You know what I mean? Because for me, if I'm trying to find a potential suitor, I would love for us to do the 50-50 thing, like Lamar and stuff, Hovis, all of that, Kingsmill, other breads are available. But we have to be in a committed relationship together. I need to know that you're bringing something to the table, so not just me, that I'm going to be chasing around, doing all this, getting everything for you. Give you everything tonight. And you're not bringing nothing in return. And you're just saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to be here and just pop out babies for you and clean the house. I'm sorry, but I can clean the house. I can do all of that. I can cook as well. So you need to be bringing something to the table as well as just that. So let's move on to the next thing. Some people be like, that's controversial. Some of the women probably already hate me as well. This is why you don't get anyone, because you're so stingy and you just want someone just to be 50-50. But this is the whole thing, independence. And a lot of people are talking about independence, but you need to be on the same front with everything. If you say independent, you need to be independent. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Physical media isn't nostalgic bait. It's the last format anyone actually knows. I think, listen, the things of like vinyl records and stuff, it's good to hold on to the old school stuff. It's an appreciation of the past. When there was no internet, when there was none of this rolling around, now currently just on your phone, music is digitally shared to other people. There's physical copies of what you used to listen to, or VHSs of what you used to watch. Not just, get it sent to you through Blu-ray or this digital stuff. Those were the nostalgic days. Those were the days where you can hold copies, like games and things like that. Obviously now, we've seen what's going to happen now, where consoles now are going to be turned into digital only, which sucks for everyone, because those are the reasons why you can able to pass games around to your friends. You can't do it digitally now. You can't share the nostalgic reasons with someone else. It just hurts. It hurts. Everybody hurts sometimes. It hurts, believe me. But it's the reason why, some of these young'uns don't know much about the old school days of physical media. Back then when you used to hold a CD, back then when you used to hold a vinyl, cassette, DVD. You know, even DVDs. You know, I mean, there's still some around, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Because now everything's going to Blu-ray now. Blu-ray's the next thing, and then soon enough they're gonna make it. You download it, because that's probably going to be the future now. You go on a site, you download it, which you can already do through other streaming platforms. You could just go down there, buy it, download it, use it for how many days, and you discard it. So this is generally what the future is, man. Everything's being digital. Digital, girl. It's just digital. So that's the issue with that. All right, we move on to the next one and the last one. English isn't a dull or less expressive language. It's just not your first native language, or you had to learn it in school as a tool. I mean, listen, I was born in this country, so I didn't have to learn English, thankfully. Yeah, I mean, English language is not probably one of the hardest things to learn. It really isn't. I think the hardest is definitely Chinese or Japanese. I mean, people say, well, Mandarin, you know, any of those are generally difficult. Vietnamese, do you know what I mean? It's definitely harder to learn those languages than it is to learn the English language, because those languages, certain things could mean something else if you say it incorrectly, and people could laugh at you and think you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So those are the reasons why those are more challenging than the English language. I don't think the English language is dull. You know what I mean? I think the way Americans say certain things is different from the way we say certain things. They like to expand on a certain word, while we like to just keep it cool and cushy. You know, we don't like to go abroad and beyond, try to say, well, we go and say aluminum foil. We just call it aluminium. You know what I mean? Like, someone came up to me and said, do you know where Streatham Station is? I said, what's Streatham? I said, Streatham? I said, what is Street? I don't know what Streatham is. And I had to literally look on the paper what the person was saying, and it said Streatham. I said, oh, you mean Streatham Station? I said, yeah, Streatham. No, don't call it Streatham, man. It's Streatham. Yeah, Streatham Station. You're in the UK. We don't do all this all of that. You know, we just do the simple things. You know what I mean? Nothing long, nothing complicated. I mean, certain words they say there are understandable. Certain words you're just like, what? Majority of words they say is like, what? But anyways, that's just their language and ours. English language is different over there from our English language. It's English American, and there's England English. Do you know what I mean? Or British English. So that's just what it is. You know, they've kind of taken the language, span it how they wanted to spin it, and turn it into whatever they want to turn it to. So it's their prerogative at the end of the day. So what can you do? And that's it for this episode of Unpopular Opinions. Big up yourself, first time watchers, season watchers. Appreciate the love. You know what to do below if you're feeling this episode. We're going to move on. Well, I'm going to try to move. I've got a bit of a back issue, but still, I mean, that's probably why I'm not feeling 100% to do this. But anyway, that's another story here and there. Let's continue and let's move on. Give my opinions and I'll react later on. Let's go. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, I'm doing a crap shuffle, so it is what it is.